Agenda where's that beer?
Always. Guys, welcome to the episode of Into the West Comics. My name is Frank. It is hot out there, and it is sunny in here. Oh, Sunny is there.
Wow.
It's hot.
You like to see how I did?
Oh, yeah, that was good. That was good. I like that.
We got the hot dog Paul over here.
Oh, what they do, baby?
I didn't add the corn dog.
That's fine.
I want to respect your boundaries.
I
Your
don't
boundaries.
know how to respond to that.
I'm respecting your corn dog, hot dog boundaries.
Respect my corn dog herd.
Brother Marcus is here.
Hey, I like that shirt.
2 weeks in a row. You're
Both of you
here
guys,
with us
actually.
for the live.
Not you.
Yeah, man.
I guess we'll just go.
It's been a great 2 weeks for that.
where the
It
sun
has.
don't shine.
Good evening, everyone.
We were having a separate crisscross.
Oh,
No,
so
I was
Crossfire.
complimenting you guys. You two have
It
great
was like
shirts.
a Spielberg movie. There was two
but
conversations going on.
I
at
didn't
the
say
same time.
his because, whatever. It's a great shirt, but it's not as cool as theirs or mine.
appreciate that.
last week?
Appreciate that.
You
I-
and
I-
LP.
you
Over there in the lounge,
fight, win.
we have our Into the West exclusivos.
Ooh. Put some flair on it.
We got we got milkshake.
You guys are like
Austin
sitting
is
all
here.
professional over there.
Exclusivos in vivo.
And we have Uncle Nephew Shane.
Welcome to the corner of chat.
Tanya's comment on the angle with which they are sad was pretty funny last week.
Oh yeah. No, you guys. I
was
don't know.
good.
You guys
What is
are
it?
matching vibes with
Yeah.
the leg and the shins.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
inverted,
She's
yeah.
talking about us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We look cute.
Yeah. Definitely. The Kangol hat puts
Good
it
job,
up.
guys.
Thank you.
Puts it up. That's enough.
And that's
That-
an Into the West.
Exclusive.
Now that was
In vivo. In vivo.
Exclusivo.
Yes. Live. Yeah.
I love it. Something we've been waiting for a while that we finally got our first look at this past week. I
introduce
think it
Austin?
was.
Yeah, you did.
That's it.
Oh,
Austin. Yeah, we
Everybody was
just,
talking over it.
yeah, Paul, you just weren't listening to me.
that was so funny.
I'm gonna start again. Earlier this week, we got our first official look at Loki season 2. The trailer has dropped.
Finally.
We'll see a familiar face in there, I think.
Oh, yeah.
One time.
Maybe. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna check
One
this out.
time.
This is the Loki season 2 trailer, exclusively on the Plus.
Did everybody wait? Did everybody wait
October
to watch
6th?
Yeah, everybody waited.
I
waited.
have not seen it.
I haven't seen it.
I waited. I haven't seen it.
So that's
You're a
2 times.
Sonny watched it before it came out.
I have not. I did not watch it.
Y'all know me, man. I'm just.
No, I watched it.
I can't wait for that type of
Tried to
stuff.
lie.
Yeah, I did not watch it.
You guys are gonna be excited. It's actually really good.
Okay.
Cute Sonny going, look.
Yeah, right.
No, wait. You already know.
Hello?
It's about to happen.
We have a little bit of a situation we wanted to run by you.
Wow! Great to see you again.
Ooh.
That's what's been happening.
Wow. Time slipping.
Wait, times you know that?
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah.
Can you fix that?
Shout out short round.
It's impossible to time slip in the TVA.
I know, but we just saw it happen.
Yeah.
I
I've been pulled through time between the past and the present. Hello? If what I saw is true, there's nothing to stand between this world and utter destruction.
Only one way to find out. Little good old-fashioned legwork. Listen, we have different styles. You're a man of action, which is fine. I take a more slow, deliberate, cerebral approach.
Loki lamb pie.
It's really good pie.
Been waiting all week to say that.
It's up to us to save this place.
Is this cracked?
Whatever we do, we're playing God.
Yes.
We are gods. But how do you choose who lives and who dies?
Make the hard choice.
It's him.
You better run!
War is on its way.
Come on, you're the god of mischief.
Always have been. Always will be.
A little over the top, don't you think?
I thought it was spot on.
Okay.
That was pretty cool.
So we went from Miss Minutes to Mr. Toast.
Dude, it already looks better than like all the stuff that we've gotten recently.
Yes.
Is that
I agree.
because it
The trailer looks better than
Well, that makes me want to ask you a question. Is that because it actually looks better, or because the last season was actually good, so you have more faith in this looking good?
Right.
It's those two things mixed with the fact that all of the stuff we've gotten recently has been so bad that I have hope that this will save
As
it.
do I.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
You
That
know?
was a good trailer.
But cue me saying I had hope that Secret Invasion would do it, and
Yeah.
Well, that's why it was, you know.
you know, so at this point I'm very hesitant because it looked amazing. I thought the trailer looked awesome, but
October 6th, man. So that means like, okay, so next February when the Academy Awards happens, so Short Round is probably going to win the Oscar over Oppenheimer because they're stupid like that. That's just my hot take.
oh, is that around
He
the
didn't
same
like
times?
Everything Everywhere All at Once, so he's
Oh,
upset that
okay.
it won so many.
No, I didn't like how he came back into acting and then started,
Winning all the
over
awards.
everybody who's
Been
steady
putting in
grind.
work.
Been
Well, because
putting in work.
it's a time in award, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not the kind of.
But
That's interesting.
What did you guys think of the trailer?
Yeah, it looked good. I'm excited for it.
Shane is
I like the first season, so kind of what Paul was saying. I'm just excited to see if it's lives up to the hype that it did. The first season we kind of didn't really know when we saw the trailer. Like, okay, it's about Loki, but we didn't really know until we saw the first episode. Then it actually like kept on going better and better. Like every other Disney Plus show, the first episode's amazing, then it just goes downhill. I just hope it stays like the first season of Loki.
I really
a continual upward trajectory.
It's going to be great.
Yeah,
It
it's
looks,
gonna be good.
it looks absolutely terrific.
You're calling it?
Yeah, I'm calling it
Guarantee?
right now. Listen,
Is this an exclusive?
it's an exclusive.
Exclusivo.
I'm putting my stamp of approval on it even before I even see it. I know it's going to be great.
Uncle Nephew.
All right.
You can tell they put the money into it. You can tell they put
That's
the
what you said
time
about Secret
into it.
Invasion, though,
Right.
too.
Yeah, I
That's
did not
literally-
say that about.
I did though. I did though for sure. So I definitely feel your pain. But
Well, I knew for sure that Secret Invasion was going to be good. I could
hate
just
you.
tell.
Well, considering they had more time to work on Loki, I think between
A lot
the
more
delay,
time.
yeah, between the delays and all the other shows that we
dude.
got in,
Sure.
in while we were waiting, I think it probably has some promise. I think it does. I mean, because we've had She-Hulk, we've had
Yeah.
all these other,
How long has it been, Marcus?
Right. It's it's been at least a year. Right?
do you think
what was Loki like?
Not
The third
more.
Clue show, third or fourth?
Yeah, the third one. It was like in March or June of 2021.
Yeah, it's been
Oh
forever.
wow, yeah. So it's been a couple of minutes, not just a minute. A couple of
crazy.
minutes.
Mrs. Minutes.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
Timey wimey wibbly wobbly?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Do you think that they had to do any changes with the controversy that was
Yeah,
going
they
on?
did reshoots. I
Oh,
think
did
that's why
they?
they delayed it. It's a lot of reshoots. It was supposed to be this summer. It was supposed to come out.
Mm.
Then they did reshoots.
That makes
So,
sense.
So I was gonna say,
because they only put him at the end, like that one.
Yeah,
scene.
but they still put him in it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right. So
And I
maybe
think that's in light of the fact that he has kind of been like, it was looking real bad for him for a second, and
Right.
now it's not looking as bad.
Right.
So they might actually bring back some of the other stuff they had shot before the reshoots, because it's looking like maybe he didn't do, at least not to the extent that they were claiming initially, the things that they said he did. I don't know. I just hope he is as good in this as he was in the first season. I am curious to see how much he's in it, though.
Yeah.
'cause, you know,
Think they switched it up. Think they took him out a little bit.
I think they probably shot some contingency stuff just in case. But I mean,
you're probably right.
but at this point, I mean, he has nothing to worry about. The girl is in jail.
No, yeah,
not
she's-
her,
yeah.
not him. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like,
Right.
I mean, so we're back to square one with that.
I think
if that's
Marvel
an
could
issue.
end up getting in trouble if he is not in any kind of actual legal trouble, and they start taking out like what he was worked for and stuff.
Right.
And then he might have like a legal case with them going something or
Right.
other. I don't know.
It might be something that we don't find out until way after the fact that they say, well, he actually wasn't in that much of the show. Originally, they could say that.
Right,
I'm saying.
right.
And say, well, he was going to be featured, but we didn't plan on him being featured in every episode anyway.
That's such
They
a
could
weird
say that,
thing. Like,
But
Well,
it's
he was-
it's unlikely. But
it's like Kang Dynasty, and he's like, well, he's only in it for like a little bit.
you know what I mean? Like, well, but they said that they've got like different like working titles now
I'm
for the
sure,
show,
bro.
those
A lot of
movies
them have
potentially, and it might not be called King Dynasty anymore. So
That's
it's weird.
Well, yeah, I was already kind of turned off when I heard that it was going to be pretty much like a lighthearted comedy sort of movie, and I'm like, really, King Dynasty?
If the people working on
I'm like,
Ant-Man 3, Here Come the
Yeah.
Ants, are doing the script treatment, I think are the people that are doing the script treatment for Kang Dynasty,
Yeah, but at this
then
point,
I'm
it's
not
like-
that hyped for it.
At this point, it's like Marvel, though. It's not even just like the Ant-Man stuff. We're like, oh, boo, that sucks. And then we're like, oh, boo, like Secret Invasion sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going behind that. Like, I was so stoked for Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Very
what's-
mid.
And then you
very,
find out all that
very
stuff
mid.
about that they didn't even want the writers to watch WandaVision.
Strange.
It's like I figured that exactly.
Oh.
I figured that would be like your source material would say, all right, first of all, we're gonna have Wanda. She's gonna be extremely overpowering and very dangerous.
Right.
We need you to not watch the show that shows her in it and is featuring her as a character. We don't want you to watch that show. Okay, go do the script.
yeah, like what?
Like
Who okayed
huh?
that in the meeting?
What do you mean?
That's
Yeah,
very strange.
it's very odd.
Well, it's like they
Wow.
said, don't read Secret Invasion before you.
But it's
Well, I don't think they did.
They obviously didn't.
no, not even a little bit. But
No,
it's so bizarre to me that there's like literal blueprints for the correct and good story, and then you just rather like whatever, I guess, put your artistic direction on it and just suck. You just ruin it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
I don't know.
Well,
Okay,
I mean,
well-
it's kind of like what DC's doing with the animated universe right now. They just announced like a Crisis on Infinite Earths
And a
Watchmen
yeah.
and a Watchmen
That'd be
one.
cool.
So I mean, all they have to literally do is write a good script that translates that as best as possible
Yeah.
from that source material, and then you have something good.
Does it concern you guys with, I mean, over there exclusives, when we're talking about the whole state of the MCU, does the trailer make you hopeful for what's going to happen? Because a lot of people aren't really that excited about the Marvels film that's in November.
I'm people.
Does and by people I mean Sonny.
Yes.
Does this make you excited or hopeful for what's going to happen with the MCU going forward because of seeing this Loki trailer that was 2 minutes?
I think it makes me excited for Loki and Loki alone because
That's how I felt about
I
Guardians.
think what they have done so far has been so disappointing on such levels to where this is basically the only thing I really have been waiting for is season 2. We back in I don't know how many months ago we were talking about our favorite Plus shows and everything that we've enjoyed so far from the Plus. Like Loki was always my number one.
All around the
number
table.
one.
All around the table.
So this is really, and with this trailer, you could see it. This is really the thing that's going to be It's going to be serious. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be well acted. They put money into it. You could tell all of that. Where Secret Invasion was absolute poop.
We're hearing
Well,
a
they put money into
$200
Secret
plus
Invasion.
million
They
dollar
did?
budget
Yeah.
for Secret Invasion.
No way.
They
Yeah.
basically had to shoot the show twice for multiple reasons.
Wow.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the budget to have extras and set pieces. And if you
Wow.
paid attention to it, I think it was Screen Crush, Ryan Airy,
Right.
shout out Screen Crush. They were talking about it yesterday, that when they filmed it the second time that they were shooting, notice how many scenes there are. I don't know if you guys are going to go back and watch Secret Invasion, but
No.
how many scenes are taking place in cars because they didn't want to pay for sets to have sound stages and everything set up. So they just said, we'll just film people talking on phones in their cars, and that saves a lot on your budget
Wow,
versus
there
a
was a lot
sound
of that.
stage and setting everything up with
Wow.
lighting and sound or whatever. We'll just put you in the back of the car and you'll talk to somebody. And I think in every episode,
Yeah, they
there's
had
one
somebody.
or two phone conversations in a car.
No. You're very. I'm thinking about it because I was thinking about that too. Like, well, why is?
I thought you were about to say you were
Khaleesi was
watching
driving
it.
around.
No.
No way.
You
No, I
guys
was
should
thinking
start doing
of-
the podcast in the car.
We
Save
could.
a lot of money.
It'd be like
We're not.
There you go.
I don't,
Do
buddy.
karaoke?
We're not going to do it in my car.
Just driving. Right now.
Right now.
A little hot.
that actually might be more interesting in your car.
It'd be sweaty.
just hot, sweaty. Everybody's trying to like. Get
I'll be
backs out.
topless. All of us.
Last person in
That'll be interesting.
wins.
Right.
What? I don't know.
I was
They
like,
get to watch-
what? Where is that going? So no, I was thinking honestly.
Wow. So they moon knighted it.
I was thinking, why is everybody
They
driving everywhere
moon-knighted it.
so much? You know what I mean?
Khaleesi.
There's a lot of
He's
driving,
saying Khaleesi.
You think about that too, though. Amelia Clark is a pretty well-known actress. She's got a good
Very.
reputation.
Yeah.
They wanted her to be included in this. How many times do we see her just kind of like brooding and staring off into space, and they don't actually give her the
I watched
dialogue,
80 times.
Paul, to be used? I don't.
Right.
And,
was
and then now
waste.
apparently Guy is the most powerful
Terrible.
I
character of the
watched-
MCU.
Like half
terrible.
the season, and I still could count like it. Like there's 5 times I feel like she's just in a room where she's.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Looking around.
I'm like, it's it's not. There's no paranoia involved just because the person is looking around. Like she's in that. What was it? A back alley while whatever was going on in the meat locker or whatever.
That shows
and
how much
she's just
the
like
movie show was
she's
good,
just
right?
like-
It's like whatever was going on in the
she's
movie.
just like standing in the
There was a
alley.
meat locker.
And then it's like, what is she doing? And then when she dies the first time, I was like, what? Like,
I knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Stay with the car until we have to shoot another scene.
One thing I did find very impressive is that she
there was a lot of cars in the
spoke
show.
whatever the scroll language, and I was like, oh, from like Game of Thrones, she speaks like Dothraki and like all the stuff. Yeah, and I was like, all right, that's kind of
You
cool.
wanted her to talk to us, Rocky.
Yeah, I was like, is she saying something?
I don't remember a single thing she said.
Pookie Luki.
In the whole show.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is
Get
that
it, Mola.
Klingon?
Pookie
You're fluent.
Yes.
Oh,
So it kind of. So what you guys are all describing is kind of like what they did with Moon Knight. I think it was what
Shane's been doing Rosetta Stone for Dothraki.
It was like 1 or 2 episodes where it was just Chris Isaac in the pyramid all by himself, kind of freaking out, and that was like the
and
episode.
like even towards the
You
end, CG got terrible, and
yeah.
I
the
think
Drax arm is so funny.
so. Okay, the
That
Moon
looks
Knight
bad.
thing,
Awesome.
the Moon Knight thing, She-Hulk, that end fight where it was like the hipster Hulk dude, and they had like, you know what I mean? Another CGI really bad. The cool thing about Loki's finale is there was. Yo, check it. There was no CGI. There was no CGI in the Loki finale. They were just kind of doing like mind games. It was him and whatever, forgot Lady Loki's name, and then
Sylvie.
and then
Well,
you know,
even to your point, like WandaVision devolves into a CGI fight at the end.
At the end.
As good as that is.
Always.
And people, I feel like if anything, there's writers and or these people running these shows can take from recent media or things that have succeeded, like you're saying Loki,
Yeah.
or even Oppenheimer, which is a 3-hour movie of people just talking in
Yeah.
rooms,
Yeah.
and it's still incredibly engaging.
yeah.
Bottom line is, you don't have to have a crazy CGI fight at the end of a show or movie to make it
Good.
engaging and incredible. Like the best part of the WandaVision finale is White Vision and regular Vision
Hey,
having
hey,
that
hey.
conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Raise it!
Me too.
Watch it.
But that's the best part of that episode.
No, true.
And
Facts.
that, you could argue something like that should have been the end of the show.
Right. it's really bizarre how all these if you do really look back at all of these finales, maybe even the exception of Hawkeye, there wasn't too much CG in that, but
Hawkeye was dope. The end was a little weird.
It was, but they always boil down to like this big crappy CGI fight that like sucks. It's like I've been waiting this whole season for
Secret Invasion was like, it starts out kind of cool, gives you like the spy thriller vibes, whatever, and then if you think about what happened story-wise in the show when it ends, and he gets on the ship with her, he has left everything in disarray.
Nothing. Yeah,
he's just like, all right, well,
nothing.
I made it worse. I guess I'll split. I guess I'm out of here. Come on, baby, let's go.
Guess I'll go to space now.
And they're just done. The president has basically said, you know what, the Skrulls are bad. Just start killing them, assassinate them, whatever. They just put everything in disarray. It is.
I gotta go to the ship.
And there's still a giant man sticking out.
It's been a week.
No one has talked about it.
And there's still a giant man.
No one said anything about that.
Shane, it's been a week, and the finale of Secret Invasion makes me. I was going from disappointed and just like bummed out to now I'm kind of angry and frustrated. That I was like, that's what we got. That's
pretty funny.
I don't. Come on, man.
Those are minutes
the
you can't
trailer
get
so
back.
quick for Loki. Right after, the week after the Secret Invasion, they brought out the trailer.
And
for
with
Loki.
the timing too, Austin. After the 5th episode of Secret Invasion, what do they release that night?
Marvels
the Marvels trailer. Why didn't you just wait?
Yeah,
because they probably
What are you trying to steal your own thunder? From yourself. What are you doing? You can't wait a week.
Let that settle in. All right, here's the Marvels.
And
You're not going to make, because there's no post credit scene, right? Sorry, I didn't catch up.
No, go ahead.
There's no post credit for Secret Invasion. There's no post credit scene. You could have just put out the Marvels online. 10 minutes later, after everybody knows it's been out, put the trailer out.
Done.
I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's gone.
Kevin Feige is the villain of the MCU.
I mean,
well, he is in She-Hulk, isn't he the villain? The AI.
Kevin, Kevin. Yeah.
It's a lot.
I mean, we don't get
on.
the whole till Endgame without Kevin Feige, so I'm not about to start taking a crap on Feige.
No, never. But
then you get, I think what has helped
steal
fuel
his hat.
like being annoyed, steal his hat. Like Frank being annoyed is what Marcus sent us in the chat the other day. Ari Salem, I think his name is, the director. He's fans are too critical. No, your show was boring.
Your show sucks. Fans are critical, and by critical, meaning we have expectations.
Yeah, we expect not to be put to sleep by your show.
We want the show to be good. Hey, you're out of line.
Relax, buddy.
Back up.
Relax. It's like I just asked for a good show. Mind you, again, source materials. Secret Invasion is so dope. It's really good.
They fumbled that too.
And even the recent run by Ryan North, who's doing Fantastic Four right now, that Secret Invasion short story was great too. So
They
you had the
fumbled that, bro.
You had the classic and you had the modern one.
And nobody could confirm when Rhodey became a Skrull, when he became Scrody. Nobody can confirm and say this is actually when it happened. They go, it's cool. We'll tell you in 3 years. Like whenever we put out the Armor Wars movie. Sorry, I didn't mean to put my hand in the camera. But there's
What a throwback.
Yeah, for real.
I
think we'll
Calm
find
down,
out
Frank,
in.
calm down.
I think we'll find out
Frank off.
in the best show coming out to Disney Plus. Echo. We'll find
I
out
was gonna say something.
when Rhodey became Scrody.
I feel like was Secret Invasion not like a worse version? It was
It was.
Captain America or Falcon and the Winter Soldier without the interesting heroes in it.
I thought you were going to say it was Captain America mixed with like Paw Patrol.
But yeah, it's very similar to that show. Just without
He
the
wipes
heroes.
the mirror. That's your reveal.
It's like
That's
that
the huge
TikTok.
twist.
It's like that TikTok thing.
let's clean the steam off so I could
know what you're talking about.
Why is oh my gosh? Why is it? First of all, why is a scroll wiping
Lord.
the water off of the mirror, any of the condensation? You're not brushing your hair.
Yeah, no.
Right.
I don't understand, bro. I just
I think Rhodey became a Skrull when they fired Terrence Howard. I think that's what it was.
That would have been that. At least it would have been funny.
all that stuff that Rhodey's missed out on.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All these people you got to introduce him to
man.
you met in the
Tropic
first
Thunder.
3 phases.
He just comes through. He's like,
And he looks totally different, so they just think all black people look alike.
Exactly. Exactly.
it's
The
so bad.
Skrulls are racist.
I mean,
They might be.
Maybe they got their
We're going-
pony
That's part of the
down
traits.
wrong.
All scrolls are real.
That's why they were beefing with the Kree.
Yeah. Man.
So we get
Oh,
Loki
God, please
season
get us
2. We get Loki season 2 in November 10th.
Yeah.
Loki's in
We ha-
October.
Yeah, October 6th.
Yeah.
Yeah, October
In November 10th, we get the Marvels.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, it's like the last weekend, I think, in November, we're going to get
Echo.
the whole season of Echo released. They have high hopes for that show because they're just going to give it to you all at once.
Maybe
Like,
it'll
here,
be good
just-
though. Maybe it'll be good if they release all of them at once.
It'll be good if I've pounded like 6 or 7 seltzers.
Yes.
I'm sure it'll be good, man.
The thing I'm most
And
excited
Shane will be
for
pleasantly drunk on rum
I
cake.
can't wait.
That's
sure
the
it'll
thing
be
I'm most
great.
excited for.
For which?
Daredevil.
Did you hear some of the Daredevil speculation? It's going to be in 2 9-part.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
In
yeah.
April or May, well, we'll see. April or May, they're going to put out the first part. It's 9 episodes, and then a year later will be the second half of the
Jeez.
show. But it's one season. That's going to be in 2
All
parts.
Whatever, dude. As long as they
Give us
drop
9 strong episodes.
As long as they drop the yellow costume and do some really good.
You need it to
hallway
be as
scenes.
violent as Netflix Daredevil
it needs to be
or
comparable.
like 80%.
Well, they are.
I understand
Like
that
it'll
they
be
can't do 100% of the same thing that we got on Netflix.
That's
So
what
They're doing
the
Deadpool
quality is
3
the
rated
same.
R. Why can't
I
they
hope-
do?
yeah, I hope the
why can't they do
quality's the
that
same.
rated R?
They should be able to do everything. They own it. They own it, so
Bro.
they should be able to just parental advisory it. and
we
keep
had the
going.
parental advisor
For Moon
and
Knight.
do a
For
passcode
Moon
for
Knight.
Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Right.
Okay.
That still upsets the variant. He brings that up.
Yeah, they
he
did.
goes
Yeah,
for
they-
this.
TV like
Yeah.
MA like.
I was wondering. I was like, so
Really?
when's it gonna happen?
For Moon Knight?
So when's it gonna happen?
Yeah, because
The
of
first-
all of the violence.
the first episode of
boy.
Andor, someone gets murdered in the alley. Okay.
Did you put in your passcode for that?
No, I did not.
Well, your passcode was already in.
It was already in
Moon
for
Knight.
that, but
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
Give me some gritty, nitty gritty, raw ditty. You know what I mean?
Hey, there you go.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
We want the nitty gritty,
Bring that raw dude.
gritty.
Raw ditty.
I want nitty gritty, raw ditty kitty.
You feel me? Daredevil. Daredevil.
You gotta finish it. Shane.
He's like, no, I'm just gonna leave it there.
Just gonna leave it there.
So if we go back to, I think it's 2015, 2016, Charles Soule, when he was writing Daredevil, he introduces a character in Daredevil called the Muse that is a serial killer. And apparently the rumor is that he's going to be introduced in this show.
Oh, very
And he is ridiculously violent.
Oh,
So if they're going to do it correctly,
So it's a he. He is the Muse.
You know, well,
no, there's a
in
his
comics,
he's
he is.
called the character's called
Okay.
the Muse.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And he's a serial killer, and he does
I know what you mean.
does art out of people that he's killed. He makes art
Oh,
pieces out of
that's
people he's
very
killed. If they're gonna put
interesting.
that in Daredevil, then I'm
you
all
need
in.
Netflix Daredevil and Netflix Punisher to deal with something like that. You don't put that on Disney Plus.
here's
In my
the-
opinion.
You don't need shoeless Daredevil on She-Hulk.
Doing the walk of shame.
Yeah.
The walk of shame.
The walk of
no, they'll just
shame.
blink and then the violence will be over, and then you're like, oh, what happened? Just like Moon Knight, you blink and then it's over.
I hope that would piss me off.
What are they
I
gonna
almost
do?
forgot. I almost forgot about
Frank,
Daredevil.
you know,
honestly,
they-
with all this trash that's going on, I almost forgot that we still have some promise with some of the other franchises
That's what.
that Marvel should have been focused on more anyway.
That's what I thought was Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Sorry, Shane. What were you gonna say?
I'm
They're
not
gonna
sorry.
do like when he kills somebody, they're gonna have like shadows on the wall.
They're gonna just
They're
like
gonna
view to the
pan
wall.
out.
They're gonna have a shadow, a silhouette of blood.
That's it.
Shadow,
That's it.
yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
They should just
Seen
bring
the
back the
shadows.
sound effects like the 1966 Batman series.
There you go.
Wham!
I would literally stop watching it.
I wanted to make sure I had the information right. The thing that will make or break whether I have confidence in Daredevil or not is whether they're bringing Drew Goddard back. Drew Goddard ran the show. He wrote The Martian, World War Z, The Cabin in the Woods, and a lot of the better episodes of Lost. And he wrote the first Cloverfield. And he ran and wrote the whole 3-season arc of Daredevil. So if he is still involved, I have confidence in it being the same quality. If
I don't
he
think
is
he
not,
is.
He
Yeah.
can't be.
that's,
Can
I mean,
It's the same people who wrote Secret Invasion. They're involved.
Because he kept on saying
Please,
it's nothing like the
bro.
Netflix show. That's what they keep on
Introduction.
saying.
it's nothing like it. They
That's
say.
what the actors and the writers.
So the first episode will be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. But they kept on saying it's nothing like the Netflix Daredevil, so I don't know what to expect.
Oh man!
Well, Charlie Cox already said that it's the same Daredevil. he's going to be the same character.
Doesn't he got to say that,
So,
though?
All right.
Yeah.
It's the same
we'll
character,
see.
like his name.
We'll see. We'll see.
I just love when he's
Daredevil.
like, he's all hurt and he's like trying to find his way. He's like, oh, he's just screaming, blind, you know, it's violent.
And
blood
Vincent
everywhere.
D'Onofrio is going to be Kingpin again.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
Vincent I mean,
Phenomenal.
Private Pile is still going to be Kingpin.
Yep.
He's
Vince
back.
D'Onofrio. Yeah.
What is it?
D'Onofrio.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to make sure everyone in
Thank you, Marcus.
TV land.
Shout out CSI.
Yeah.
Vincent
yeah.
D'Onofrio.
And
yeah.
and the bug in Men in Black 1. Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
Give me sugar and water.
and the raptor guy in Jurassic World.
he's dope.
Oh, yeah, he's the raptor. Yeah, he's in
Yeah,
the
the-
first
the-
Jurassic
You're
World.
like, we're gonna put
He's-
guns on the raptors.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
I didn't
great.
even think about that. Wow.
And water.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
That dude's all right.
We're
he's
always
good
going to
actor.
bring it back to the comics because,
that's right.
that's our hope is that it actually would reference the source material. I wanted to talk a little bit about some new comic book day, some recent stuff. We didn't really get into new comic books last week. So we want to take some time right now and get into some of the new stuff. What do you guys have for us?
What you got?
So I'll go first. I'm gonna start with Tenement 2 by Jeff Lemire and Andre Sorrentino. Sorry. And the colors by Dave Stewart. This comic is really cool. It's like a kind of psychedelic horror comic.
Sold.
I have never. It's in the Bone Orchard mythos. I have not read any of the other Bone Orchard mythos.
You got
stuff.
it. You got it.
There's like Gideon Falls and things like that within that universe. I haven't read those. So that tells you can read this without having read that.
It's connected to that, though.
Yes,
Gideon
it's
Falls.
connected, yeah. But it's very cool. It's very dark. There's like a darkness over this tenement building, and one of the tenants at the end of the last issue died. And by the end of this issue, they're all the power goes out, and there's this strange light that goes through the hallways, and they're like, "What is going on?" And then they look out the windows of this apartment building, and it's a hellscape surrounding them, and they're like, "What is going on?" And obviously, there's the 7 different characters having different reactions to it. They're like, what is going on? And then this girl picks up a key and unlocks a door and says, I think this is the way out. And it's a long, dark hallway. And that's where this issue ends. It's very cool. The individual who died in the last issue, they were some of the characters talking about how weird he was and that it's not a loss. And then the mother of one of the main characters is like, no, I mean, people are, people have their own things or whatever. I'm interested to see if he brought this upon them or whatever was going on, but it's very interesting, and I'm very excited for the next one. And then the second comic I'm going to talk about is from our friend Philip Kennedy Johnson, The Incredible Hulk #2, with him and Nick Klein on the art and Matthew Wilson on the colors, and then Corey something, I wish I could remember, Corey Pellet on the lettering, which is very relevant for this comic, which we talked about with him.
Yeah.
This comic picks up where the last one left off, where Bruce has ran into Charlie, and it's kind of like she wants to see the Hulk. She's like, I don't care about you, I want to see the Hulk. I'm looking for strength. That's where I find, running away from home or whatever. I need strength, and you don't have it. The Hulk has it. Let me see the Hulk. Let me see him. And Bruce is like, you don't know what you're talking about. And he keeps referring to the Hulk as somebody else. And she's like, why do you keep referring to him as someone else? And he's like, you don't know. And there's this church for the, I wish I could remember. It's like the one below or something below. And this is another entity that is being risen by the eldest for the Mother of Horrors. And there's this church filled with decaying zombies and stuff.
Yes.
We were lucky enough to get sent some of the panels beforehand by Philip. And this kind of making it relevant, the old, decaying, almost Walking Dead looking thing he showed us. That guy walks by the two of them and they're like, what is going on? And they follow him. And this police officer brings them up off the highway and brings them to the church. And it's kind of like it gave me very much Resident Evil Village vibes with a church of the damned, and they're raising this person from the dead. And the girl is begging Banner to turn into the Hulk, and they're pulling him up to the altar, and they're about to sacrifice Banner. And Banner's like, they're going to kill the girl. And then Hulk is like, yeah, but they're going to kill you first. And so the Hulk lets Banner get stabbed through the chest, and then the comic ends with him turning into the Hulk in the middle of the church, and then the next one will obviously pick up. It was so dope.
Yeah.
And it was like, it's like watching the Hulk get thrown into like this weird gothic horror zombie world.
Yeah.
And I can't get enough of it. And I think it's pretty freaking cool that we know the guy writing it.
Such an amazing direction. I mean, just continuing right where kind of like Immortal Hulk left us off with that horror vibe, and it's just great.
And I think
leaning into that.
Yeah,
really
leaning
cool.
into it a little deeper.
The monster stuff.
it's different enough from Immortal Hulk where it doesn't feel like a rehash.
Right.
It's like that was more, I don't know, like science fiction. The Immortal Hulk was.
Right.
This is more like gothic horror than the Immortal Hulk was. So I think they're very good companion pieces, and I'm super excited for the next one, which I think is Man-Thing versus the Incredible Hulk. That might be another one down the line. I'm not sure if that's the next one or not, but that's going to be one of the coolest comics I've ever read.
Yeah, the cover art of that looks amazing.
Unbelievable. Nick Klein is incredible.
Yeah, he's great.
Brother Marcus, what do you got over there?
All right.
We're on some dark vibes this week.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'll start off with
a DC book.
With
Wasn't Batman or Superman?
So I'll start out with one that just dropped. It's a number 1 by Cliff Bleszinski. And for those who aren't familiar with that name, this is actually his first foray into comics, as I understand it. And he was a game designer. He designed a lot of the stuff for Fortnite and Gears of War, stuff like that. So, and this is his first title called Scrapper. Excuse me, and it's an image title, and it's basically a dystopian, futuristic tale of these two dogs who essentially are going around kind of helping people.
That's your thing.
Cool. And they can actually talk to humans, and I think it might have something to do with the
collar
that they have on there. But it's Scrapper. Scrapper's the one up top here, and his buddy Tank.
Nice.
And basically they go around helping people, and they're kind of anti the establishment, because we're at a point now where you have a basically all law enforcement and totalitarian rule is mechanized.
Ooh.
So kind of like has similar vibes of Fear State when Gotham was kind of taken over, and you had the Peacemaker program, and you had all that going on.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and so you essentially have an entity known as SMITE, which stands for Special Monopoly of Industrial Technology and Engineering.
You broke it down.
I had to write it down.
That was good.
And so that's the name of the technology, and you basically have all these automated drones going around identifying crimes and solving them and doing what in their soulless, heavy-handed ways. And you find out towards the end of the book that they actually it has some sad undertones. We don't know exactly how sad it will get yet, because it reveals towards the end that basically a misunderstanding occurred where a botched raid occurred where the SMITE came in and invaded their master's home and killed them.
Oh.
And they were able to survive. So that's why they're kind of like anti-SMITE, if you will. And so we'll see how it goes. It's almost like a buddy sort of adventure, and then all the rats, the pigeons, all the street like animals pretty much talk as well. So it's pretty interesting, and they talk with the humans.
Very cool.
And they help. So that's a fun one. And the art is amazing as well. Very fresh, very different. And then this,
I've got to get on this.
Oh man, yes, it's back. I lost track of it. With everything that Chip Zdarsky is doing, I thought he would. I thought this was going to get lost in the woods for a little bit longer than it was, because he's dealing with public domain, which he's writing and drawing. And he's also dealing with, cool. He's also finishing out his Daredevil run, of course. Nice. He finished that. And he's just all over the place, but he found time enough to get us back to New Bern.
Well, he got a little break from Batman because of... because of
the Night Terrors, yes. So we got New Bern is back, issue number 9.
Super cool cover.
Right there, yes. And it picks up where we left off with issue 8, where Emily, the person who's his reluctant partner, is going around, and we find out that actually she has some skeletons in her closet too. Ooh. And she ends up,
they all do,
and it goes back to her origin back in her academy days, her police academy days. So Emily is the one who was writing the journal logs and talking about how she doesn't really like being with Newburn and how, she feels like his lackey or lapdog, you know? So, And so now he has to kind of run interference for her because now, you know, what happened in her past is actually tied to one of the things that goes against one of the families. And so, things are getting really interesting.
It's ramping up.
Yeah, it's ramping up. Very good issue. Very, you know, good complex, you know, drama storytelling. It's amazing. So if you're not on it, check out that first trade and then jump on.
It's always good to see some good stuff that's not hero stuff.
And honestly, this is probably my favorite indie book. Like kind of up there with Paul and his World's Finest. This is probably my favorite indie book out. Like
nice.
As of right now, ever.
That's really cool.
I mean, that one's I got the first trade because you talked about it. I think the only indie thing I've read that I love Tenement a lot, but Hunger in the Dusk is probably the only thing up there with Newburn for me as far as like indie stuff.
Yeah, just amazing. It could be a movie. It's amazing. And then finally, they have started releasing a series of What If one shots that are coming out, and the first one to come out is What If Dark by Loki. Right
Sick.
there. Yes. So basically, it continues. The story, the premise of it, it takes the classic story from Loki or Thor number 153, classic Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, where Loki steals. He uses magic to steal Thor's hammer.
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on here?
And eventually, if you know that story, he eventually gets it back, you know, after some antics. But this was, what if he kept the hammer? What would he have done? And so in this story, you learn that basically Loki solicits the assistance of a dark queen who is able to bewilder. Yeah. Who's able to give him some, you know, through dark magic is giving him the ability to lift Mjolnir. And then he takes it and basically he wreaks havoc on everyone. He actually kills Thor in this.
Oh.
Because back in the classic story, if Thor did not have his hammer, he automatically turned back to Donald Blake, you know, the doctor, you know, who limps and all that. So he snatches the hammer and then he stabs, you know, Donald Blake through the back of the chest, and kills Thor.
Now.
He basically kills Thor. And then he rallies some of the other Heims, like Jotunheim and all the other realms, you know, and basically they do a full-on assault on Asgard. And yeah.
Is that Surtur?
What's that?
Is that Surtur?
Yes. Yeah, and then there's some double cross here too. So yeah,
interesting.
It's really good. And
that sounds good.
Not to give away too many spoilers, but it's really good. And I mean, Simonson did a great job with everything in it. So yeah, that's definitely a number one. And they're doing a Spider-Gwen or Spider-Man one as well that just came out.
Oh,
as
nice.
Well. So yeah, those are my three.
What you got?
I'm going to go real quick with the rapid fire.
Oh,
We got
boy.
a little bit more to get into here. The Strange Academy, Miles Morales. This is
Cover looks
the
dope.
first part of 3. The second part will be Moon Knight. What happens when the Strange Academy go to a math competition, like a math Olympics, I guess, at the academy where the Visions Academy where Miles goes to. Problems ensue. Part 2 will be Moon Knight, and then I think after that it'll be a Strange Academy. Peter Parker, Amazing Spider-Man will be like kind of wrapping up the story. You know, that I'm a hoe for the Night Terrors, Wonder Woman, Francesco Mattina.
What?
Night Terrors number 1.
That looks pretty dope.
This has got some cameos and guest stars of Dr. Fate, Etrigan the Demon, Swamp Thing,
Really?
Talking about Justice League Dark.
Nice.
So they're all kind of making appearances in that. And then this is the first thing I read because Rick Remender always trips me out.
Oh, wow. That is dope.
This is called The Sacrificers. You're thinking Hunger Games and what was the other one? Maze Runner. You're thinking about along those vibes, but it's a more kind of folklore type of story. that this is about. Family basically banishing some of their kids, and they're being sent somewhere, and we don't know yet what it is, because Remender is always a slow burn. But I was really excited about that when it first got solicited a few months back, and I wanted to make sure I check it out. The artwork in there is incredible. It's Max Fiormora on the artwork. It's pretty trippy. I enjoyed that a lot. And Paul's going to talk about some Eisner stuff that we got from San Diego Comic-Con.
And get back in focus here for a second. So the Eisner Awards were at the San Diego Comic-Con last week or 2 weeks ago, whichever it was. And I feel like it validates a lot of the things Frank, Marcus, and I talk about, is because a lot of the things we've talked about on this show were nominated and/or won. Firstly, I'm going to mention that the best short story was won by Finding Batman, which was written by Kevin Conroy, which is very cool.
Wow.
But the best single issue one shot was won by Tom King and Mitch Gerards for Batman One Bad Day, the Riddler, which we talked about on the show.
That was the first one, right?
That was like one of the very first things we did.
And the best one.
And then one that, so for best continuing series, the nominations were She-Hulk, Nice House on the Lake by James Tynion, Philadelphia, The Department of Truth by James Tynion, and Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky.
Nice.
But Nightwing by Tom Taylor and Bruno F. Redondo won best continuing series.
Wow.
All those books are ones we've talked about on here before.
All great too.
And then best limited series is, The Human Target by Tom King and Greg Smallwood.
It's great.
Best artist was Greg Smallwood. Best cover artist was Bruno F. Redondo. I think Redondo won like 3 or 4 awards.
Yeah, right. And he wasn't there. He was still. I think he was in.
Tom Taylor grabbed him.
He was in Italy. Tom Taylor accepted on his behalf.
And then Public Domain won Best New Series. Miracle Man, Your Thing, by Neil Gaiman was nominated. Lost to Human Target, but
okay, that's fine.
Yeah,
it's a fair loss.
And that's pretty much all the big ones that went down this past week. But it's really cool to see comics you love and read get recognized by basically the Oscars of comic books.
Yeah, the community.
And we've been reading things like Nightwing and Public Domain and things like that, following it from the very beginning when these writers took over. And that's why I follow writers like Tom King and Mitch Gerards and Greg Smallwood and stuff like that. Those kind of pairings are just really cool, and they never fail to write an incredible story. And Neil Gaiman always does good stuff, so it's really cool to see that stuff.
The early candidate for next year has got to be Tom King on Wonder Woman.
Yes,
I'm hyped for that.
Yeah, I am too.
Guys, we're talking about the stuff that we're reading. We want to also mention the stuff that we're watching. Uncle Nephew Shane, what's some stuff that you've been watching? Doesn't have to be nerd based. Just what's something you're watching right now?
Something that just wrapped up last week was HBO. HBO has Righteous Gemstones.
Nice. I've seen that. Yeah,
it's a comedy about a mega church. It's Danny McBride, and it's absolutely phenomenal. Season 3 just wrapped up. And it was just an amazing season. Go back and watch all the seasons of that show. The Righteous Gemstones with Danny McBride and John Goodman.
Nice.
Yep.
Nice pick.
Milkshakes.
I just watched last night the prequel kind of Invincible Adam Eve
Oh, nice.
episode. It was really good.
It was dope.
I'm excited for the new season of Invincible. I think it's coming out end of September. I think 29th. Something like that.
Sounds right.
Yeah. So I'm rewatching Invincible right now. And then I've just been rewatching Succession as well. Just ended, but if you want to watch that show,
further in,
it's really, really good.
It's so good.
Watch it on
Sonny's watching it now for the first time.
I'm just past
It's great.
first season. It's amazing.
It's great.
Yeah,
they had something incredible.
Sonny, Succession, is that your?
That's been my jam. I have been rewatching a couple things just because. Like some palate cleanser, we've gotten some trash lately, so I'm rewatching like dope stuff. If anybody has not seen it, True Detective season 1 is incredible.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The chemistry that Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey have in that show
is heavy.
It's so good. It's so strange how season 2 went so weird, and no one really even talks about season 3 too much.
I heard 3 with Mahershala
It was
Ali.
decent. It was decent.
I didn't think it was bad.
But the fact that True Detective season 1 was just such a good show.
They have another True Detective at the end of the year with Jodie Foster.
Oh wow,
in Alaska.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm just trying to get through that. It's not. I think it's like 7 or 8 episodes. It's not too long, but it's incredible. So I'm just waiting for something good to come out. You know, just kind of rewatching the good stuff.
What about you, good looking?
Hey, so I've been kind of slowly burning through and rehacking some of the old Daredevil stuff.
Nice.
As far as that, as far as, just trying to palate cleanse, like you said, I still need to finish up Bad Batch. That's been another one as far as the Disney Plus side of things go. And then one that's I've been really hitting on a lot lately is My Adventures with Superman.
Yeah, you posted.
Yeah, it's really good.
I've heard that's good. Yeah,
we're 5 episodes in, and it's basically centered around a younger Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and Clark Kent. They're basically interns at the Daily Planet with the younger Perry White.
Cool.
And it's really cool. And it's already, we're 5 episodes in. It's I believe the way they're doing it is it's every Friday they launch a new episode on Adult Swim first, and then the next day it's on Max. It's on Max for that. So it's been really good. It's been kind of cool because it's kind of a age range and era that we haven't really explored, like a younger Clark Kent just getting to Metropolis, a younger Lois Lane, the intrepid, intern trying to be a journalist, and she's hungry for it.
But you've been enjoying it.
I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, she doesn't know who Superman is until like literally this last episode, and so now she's putting it together. So he's been kind of living the double life. It's kind of fun.
That's why I really enjoyed like the early episodes of Smallville, because you see like you don't see Superman just flying around saving people. You wonder like, what would he be as a kid or an intern or just trying to fit in society as like a regular dude?
And that's what you see.
But at the blink of an eye, you got to go like change and save the world. So it's really cool. I like that dynamic.
Yeah. The hot dog, corn dog.
What are you watching?
I rewatched Tropic Thunder the other day. Tropic Thunder is, every time I rewatch it, I'm like, man, is this gonna be as funny as I think it is?
Holds up.
There's a part.
I bought that movie 3 times, DVD, Blu-ray.
There's a part where they're walking through the forest, and one of the characters is following him, and he's like talking about 4K DVDs, and I'm not gonna tell you what exactly he's talking about,
right?
But he's like talking about it, and he's saying this, that, and the other thing, and then Robert Downey Jr. is in front of him, and he finally realizes he's talking to him. He turns around and goes, "You were talking to me the whole time?" I lose it every single time that scene happens. And I went to the Chinese theater to watch Oppenheimer. One of the coolest experiences watching a movie I've ever had.
Nice.
And in light of that, I was looking for a television show to start, and I went, you know what? 'Tis the season. I started Peaky Blinders.
Oh.
I watched the first 2 episodes. They're really good. I was like actually pleasantly surprised. I was like, how hyped is this show? It was fantastic. It's really, really cool.
It's really good.
And it's not as, I thought it was like going to be weirdly pretentious in some way. I don't know why. But it wasn't. It was like very enjoyable, and Cillian Murphy is very good as usual.
Yeah.
I just rewatched Only Murders in the Building. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Martin Short, Selena Gomez, because the 3rd season comes out in like another week or so.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's good, entertaining, good cast.
Martin Short is fantastic.
Martin Short is ridiculous, and it's Steve Martin's last show. It's going to be the last thing he does acting while he's retiring from acting.
Oh wow!
After that show's over.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. So they got like this season. I think he might do a 4th season. Not really sure what they're doing, but he's done acting after the show's over.
He's older than he looks too.
Yeah.
I think he's
in his 80s.
But he's looked like that since he was like that in the 80s.
Yeah.
He's 1982. He looked the same.
Right. Heavy makeup.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm also watching Rebels because we're because right now we're ramping up for Rebels.
I need to rewatch that.
And speaking of Rebels, guys, and Ahsoka, they'll be coming up in a few weeks. Next week we'll be reviewing the first 2 seasons of Rebels. And the week after that we'll be going over seasons 3 and 4 in preparation for. I guess you're getting your Into the West exclusive. Shane, can you give me that? Into the West.
And Into the West exclusivo.
Beginning August 24th, we're going to have either a guest live on the line or live in studio each week talking about Ahsoka with us, and we'll be going for 90 minutes live every week during the season of Ahsoka, or as some people are calling it, season 5 of Rebels. We'll be talking about
does
that.
make sense, though. It does make sense.
We'll spend like the first like 20-ish minutes of every live show that we're doing for that time while Ahsoka is on the Plus. We'll be spending the first 20 minutes kind of recapping and going over Ahsoka. I have high hopes for this show. I'm excited for it.
Me too.
Me too.
I'm very excited.
Me
for
too.
it.
Shane, do you have anything for the people before we get out of here?
Not really, no.
Milkshake?
No secret show.
No surprise playing at the Allegiant Stadium or anything.
He's playing at Allegiant tomorrow night.
I'm wearing a shirt of a great band from Chicago, Illinois, the band Lurk. Check them out at their rock and roll Phantasmic. What?
Phantasmic.
It's like a blooper.
It's my third White Claw. What am I going to do?
He
Nothing.
said what?
Austin.
I don't really have that much. I'm gonna go see Oppenheimer in Real IMAX, kind of what Paul did, 7mm tomorrow. So it's gonna be exciting. That's
Paul applauds you. That is his favorite movie of all time.
It's one of them. You joke. I love that.
With a lot of that IMAX stuff, it throws me off because there's no previews.
Yeah, just start.
I get caught off guard. Like I don't have the time to settle in and get a
my dad
first couple
wasn't ready
handfuls
the
of
first time I
popcorn.
saw it.
He was not. He told me he had to tip the
There's
girl
this-
the
yeah, you had to tip
$10
her
to get the
$10.
popcorn.
Oh, really?
It was a long line at Town Square.
They
He's like,
did
"Hey,
the
how
app, and
started?"
they ordered the popcorn. He had to go over there and give her money to get the popcorn because nobody knew what was going on.
That
He goes,
theater's always
just give me the
busy.
popcorn.
He was yelling at people. It was a thing.
Sonny, what you got for people?
Thing.
Are you gonna call me Shane?
Shane, sorry, I was looking at Shane on the screen.
What happened? What happened?
Same, man. I love you guys. Tune in, watch the videos, subscribe, do all the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Take care, brush your hair.
Marcus?
It's been a minute since he said that.
Hey, it's turtle time. That's all. I gotta say.
Here's and a half show.
Cowabunga.
We're gonna go see Ninja Turtles tonight.
Let's go see turtles.
Cowabunga.
Let's fingers crossed it's good.
Apparently, it's very
Apparently
good.
it is. So.
Gotta be good.
All indications are that it's
Ice Cube is in it. It's gotta
Paul,
be good.
what do you have? How do they get at us in the interwebs?
You get at us in the interwebs at Twitter at @into_comics. If you're wondering what we're going to talk about before the show. I actually changed the icon because you can change the icon. I changed it to Twitter, and so it didn't look like X on my screen anymore.
I'm going to change it to Sunny.
Because I'm petty.
Because I'm petty.
So go find us on Twitter if you want to see what we're going to talk about before the show. I post it every day or every week. And then on Instagram at Into the West Comics, TikTok at Into the West Comics. Find us on Apple Music, Spotify, and also over the next few days, there's going to be a Jaws running back that's going to come out. And there's going to be a kind of an editorial video from when Frank and I went to the charity event ran by Shimpson's Comics. It was a pop-up at the Enterprise Library on the Strip. It was very cool. Quan was kind enough to come through and help us get some interviews and just have some fun videos and a good time there.
Nice.
There was a lot of people who came through. Some people who were like, I was just at the library and saw this, and this is so cool. So look out for that video.
Some lady got 3 T-shirts out of you.
Oh, that was... I'm not going to get into that. It was 2. It was
that's
very
right, 2
interesting.
T-shirts.
Yeah, it was an interesting... I can't believe I haven't told everybody else about this.
I'm
just glad Quan was not there when this lady showed up because he would have made us
He
put her
said
on
that a couple
camera.
times to me because I'm glad Quan left.
But,
now I'm so interested.
Yeah, so find us everywhere. I'm gonna save Sonny the Fee Finder thing this week.
Nice. He saved it, but he said it. Okay. Again, to reiterate what Paul had just mentioned about the pop-up event this past weekend with Shimpson's Comics. I want to extend a thank you to Barney and everybody. I got to see a lot of familiar faces. Got to see Alan. I saw Ray that I knew from the old Henderson Maximum Comics. We used to go there as customers together. And it was cool to see some familiar faces.
That's cool.
And meet some new people. Sin City Comics guys were there. And there's a lot of people over there. It was a cool spot. It was a cool spot. We had a good time. Barney was like, he was saying, I think we're going to have like 70, 80 people here. They had like 150 people come through during the day. Nice. Yeah. So it was a good time. And we don't have, on short notice. I mean, we had like a week and a half to put some stuff together. But Paul and I, we brought some stuff. We made it happen. We had a good time. I had fun.
We got
and I get to spend quality time with Paul. I mean, what do you want?
We helped raise money. We got about 10, 20 subscribers. We got to get in the. We got a lot of shirts out there.
Nice.
Some people got 2.
One lady got 2 shirts.
You guys took that gorgeous and heartwarming prom picture together.
That was pretty funny.
With Barney. Yeah.
We'll
post that.
Yeah, that'll get up.
We'll put that up there.
It'll get you up. Wait, what?
Whoa!
Oh my word.
End the show. I am sorry.
Guys, we will talk to you soon. If you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. We'd appreciate it so much. It's turtle time.
Turtle time.
Have a great evening. We love you, and stay cool. Drink some water. Stay in the AC.
Yeah,
because it's 148 degrees outside.
It's 109.
And don't get in my car because you'll sweat.
Have a good night, guys.
Not because of me, because
I don't know where this voice Sonny's doing came from, but he's been.
I don't know why. I don't know why I did that.
Good night, everybody.
You did it when you were saying goodbye too.
Did I?
Shout out to Mama Carol. Brought the shirts. She just said that at the chat. She brought the shirts. She did bring the shirts.
I am dumb.
She helped us out. Guys, have a great evening. We love you.
See you next week, guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye.